What is up, you beautiful people? We have a double upload today for Thanksgiving. Working hard, burning the midnight oil, and the Sidious saga continues with something that the Emperor feared so much he couldn't sleep until he got it done. He wanted one specific Jedi dead by any means necessary, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoy, and check out the merch store as well if you guys want to give thanks on this lovely day. As you very well know, after Order 66 was executed, the Jedi were now persecuted to no end. A lot of them were killed, in fact most of them, and only a handful lived. Depends on what you prefer, canon or legends. In canon, very few survived, and I assume we still don't know fully who ended up escaping from the Empire. I guess we will find out as the years go on. We will get the full list of the survivors. But in legends, it is estimated that more than 100 Jedi went on to live beyond the Republic and into the dark times. Persecuted, of course, always, but they managed somehow. From the films, we know that the two most wanted Jedi were none other than Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Both of them were connected to the two most powerful men in the Empire. Vader pursued Obi-Wan for almost 2 decades. In fact, it kind of became a problem for him, since he was so concentrated on finding his old master that it hindered on the missions that Sidious sent him on. And you can imagine that he was constantly distracted. We have many examples for that. But the biggest target for the Empire was, without a doubt, Yoda. And that's because the Emperor definitely feared his little green friend. Yoda's presence haunted Sidious for years after the Green Jedi went away, and he spared no resource in trying to find Yoda. I mean, it makes sense since Palpatine never really feared anyone else like he feared Yoda. When he was a Chancellor, I could imagine that he feared Windu and Yoda. Those two terrified Palpatine, and that's when his plans were still forming. Once Windu died and Yoda was now gone, Palpatine, I think, still lived in constant fear for a newly revamped Jedi Order coming back to destroy him, to destroy the Sith. His mind was occupied as it is. The Rebel Alliance were a big pain to the Emperor, and imagine this, he was trying so hard to find the secret Rebel base and he couldn't. How in the world could he have found a secret Jedi training base where they are preparing for a full-scale attack, hypothetically of course? I think that had to linger in his mind, but here's the kicker and the reason I wanted to make this video. What did Sidious do to find Yoda? To what lengths he would go to ensure that Yoda was brought before him? Well, here we go. Remember when Starkiller went to Dagobah and met Yoda? Well, during that time, Sidious was so panicky that he decided that the bounty on Yoda was to be increased by 30,000 credits. Remember, this was overseen by Emperor Palpatine himself. But this plan backfired due to multiple attempts at collecting the reward through fraud. Yes, they wanted to lie to Sidious. Because of that, Sidious had to modify the conditions so that no one else would be tempted to cheat the Empire. So first, the reward was only good for a living being, so Yoda had to be brought alive before the Emperor. The second thing Sidious did was enforce a death penalty that was attached to the bounty and would be used on anyone who tried to collect the reward by handing over a false Yoda. To show that the Empire meant business and were not fooling around, they executed bounty hunter Rourke Karev to remind others the cruelty of the Empire, to show them what happens when you try to deceive and lie to the Emperor of the Galaxy, Palpatine, to show that they were quite capable of telling the difference between a Jedi Master of advanced age and a dead Jawa stripped of his clothing and surgically altered, which this crazy bounty hunter actually did. In fact, the Imperials noted the smell of the dead Jawa as the first and most obvious sign of deception by the bounty hunter. Furious that they still couldn't find him, Yoda was eventually listed as one of the 8 most wanted criminals in the Empire, alongside Leia Organa, former Mon Calamari Senator Mina Tills, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Palpatine was so persistent that these most wanted criminals were often issued in recruitment videos for the Stormtroopers and the Imperial Army. Who did Palpatine fear the most after Order 66? Well, Sidious was not playing around. He killed for fun, and especially when he was that anxious. I mean, we are talking about Yoda here, the biggest foe that Sidious faced and almost lost to if things didn't go his way. These bounty hunters, though, are really crazy. Bringing a Jawa that was masked as Yoda, that's pretty dumb. Lesson learned, do not lie to good old Palpy. Would you guys dare to lie to Sidious? Tell us down in the comments. Tell us what lie would you tell to the Dark Lord of the Sith. Thanks a lot for stopping by, guys, and if you enjoyed, leave a like and hit that bell to get notified the moment a new video is up. Have an awesome day, my friends, and may the Force be with you always.